Sembatia to bring you this morning's news update live on Channel 44. I'll be joined by Livingstone Kawesi for sign language interpretation and translation. We'll start with what's happening around us here in the country as displayed in the papers today. Government speaks out on Kampala lockdown. It's in the Daily Monitor. Government officials and health authorities have separately told the public to adhere to the standard operating procedures in order to check the spread of the deadly virus, whose further spread could lead to lockdown of the city ahead of the festive season. Well, there is a rapid spread of the Ebola to adhere to the standard operating. She was received by the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and his daughter, Natasha Karijide. They are seen here exchanging pleasantries with Her Royal Highness Princess Anne and her husband, Sir Tim Lawrence, during a dinner at the residence of the British High Commissioner, Kate Eyre, in Nakasero yesterday. The daughter of the late Queen Elizabeth II is in the country for a 4-day visit. Details are in today's Daily Monitor. The Daily Monitor also brings you news of the neighboring Congo. DRC accuses Rwanda of enabling war and looting. And other stories in today's Daily Monitor, Makerere is stuck with 120,000 transcripts. Makerere University is stuck with 121,393 uncollected transcripts and certificates belonging to students who graduated from the institution as early as 1954. That's a long time ago. Get yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor and see if your lost transcript is still there. Ex-principal judge loses case for higher retirement benefits. The former principal judge, Yorakam Mbamwine, has lost a bid to be given the same retirement benefits as the Chief Justice. There are many stories in today's Daily Monitor. There are also job opportunities, tenders, and many others. In today's New Vision, government issues tight labor export rules, certificate required for before one flies out. Get yourself a copy of the New Vision and see on page 6 how it takes for you to go and work abroad, as government has issued tight rules on that. Then Princess Anne hosts President Museveni, Natasha Karijide, President Yoweri Museveni, Princess Anne and her husband Sir Timothy Lawrence at the British High Commissioner's residence in Kampala. They are pictured in today's New Vision. The princess, who hosted the president to a dinner on Tuesdays in Uganda for a 4-day visit, she also visited a refugee camp in Western Uganda yesterday. Also, in the New Vision today, they bring you a series of Bishop Cunnington's journey. Ntungamo's Chief Administration Officer held over ghost health centers. Then also in the New Vision today, 3,000 contacts to take part in Ebola vaccine trials. This is the update on Ebola according to the New Vision today. 3,000 contacts to take part in Ebola vaccine trials. It's on page 8. EROC, who helps people with hearing problems, and Senior 1, Senior 2 work S1 English, S2 Chemistry in today's New Vision. Because of time, allow me to take you straight into our international news update. We'll start with what's happening in Africa. In Ethiopia, as peace talks aimed at ending Ethiopia's civil war continues for a second day in South Africa, heavy fighting is reported to be taking place on several fronts in the northern Tigray region. A senior military commander with the Tigray forces told the press that the clashes near the town of Adwa involved heavy artillery and tanks. Correspondents said the outcome of the fighting there could determine who controls the two roads leading to Mekele, the capital of Tigray. There has also been reports of clashes involving forces from neighboring Eritrea near the border with the Afar region. The Ethiopian military and its Eritrean allies recently took control of major towns in Tigray, including Shire, Aksum, and Adwa. In Gambia, the parliament has assigned its Select Committee on Health, Disaster and Humanitarian Relief to investigate the death of more than 80 children after taking Indian-manufactured cough syrup. This news came to an extraordinary session about the deaths. The committee is expected to come up with findings and present it to Parliament on the 30th of November. And in the Middle East, Iranian police are reported to have fired on protesters in Saqqez, home of the home city of Mahsa Amini, who died in custody after being arrested for allegedly wearing high hijab improperly. Thousands gathered near the grave of the Kurdish woman and clashed with security 40 days since her death. Moving on, 15 people have been shot dead and dozens wounded in an attack at the Shah Cheragh Mausoleum in the Iranian city of Shiraz, according to the state news agency. Initial reports say 3 assailants had fired at the pilgrims and staff at the entrance of Shia Muslim shrine, and that 2 had been arrested by police. And in Russia, Vladimir Putin has overseen an annual exercises by Russia's strategic nuclear forces at a time of heightened tensions with the West over his 8-month-long war in Ukraine. Ballistic and cruise missiles were launched from the Arctic to the Russian Far East, according to the Kremlin. The U.S. was told about the drill under the terms of the New START arms treaty. The launches took place as Russia makes unsubstantiated claims that Ukraine was plotting to use an anti-bomb. Still about Ukraine and Russia, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused the Russian commanders of craziness in their efforts to capture the eastern town of Bakhmut. The town, which sits in the Donetsk region and had a pre-war population of 70,000, has been the center of Russian attacks for months. Despite a looming Ukrainian advance on the key city of Kherson, Mr. Zelensky said the attacks continued in force. And in Asia, South Korean electronics giant Samsung has named convicted heir and de facto boss Lee Jae-yong as its executive chairman. The symbolic move means the world's biggest smartphone maker will now be officially run by the 3rd generation of its founding family. Mr. Lee was convicted of bribery and embezzlement in 2017, was granted a special presidential pardon in August. He was imprisoned twice for bribing a former president. And finally, in the world of economics, Elon Musk has posted a video of himself walking into Twitter's headquarters carrying a sink, raising speculation about the fate of his planned takeover. The billionaire faces a Friday deadline to complete the $44 billion purchase, which he announced months ago, but then tried to abandon. He agreed to move forward earlier this month, just weeks before a court trial over those moves was due to start. Entering Twitter headquarters, let that sink in, according to a written tweet by Mr. Musk. Well, that brings us to the end of this morning's news update. Thank you for watching Channel 44. The Pastors Now program is up next with the great men of God here to minister unto you. Before I leave, I remind you of the Karamoja cry. We are sending food relief to the people of Karamoja. Well, so far what has been done is great, as we have already planted and plowed for the people of Karamoja, and the food is growing, as you continue to see in the different services. Well, I also call upon you once again to join us as we complete this job that the Lord started with us in earlier on. Send your seed to the numbers that will be available during the services, or you can bring it here to the Miracle Center Cathedral during the revival services that happen every evening. You will be tremendously blessed. God bless you. Enjoy your morning and the Pastors Now program.